Hello, we're going to be looking at reloading 20 gauge brass shells. Now I happen to be using these in a rolling block, so I like using the old Blackpowder, but you can use these in your modern 20 gauge, and I find that they last a long time. They're a lot longer to reload than the plastic. I have a MEC Jr 20 reloading press, but a little bit of fun. I like the nostalgia of the brass. So here's what we're going to do. I use the original Lee loader, Lee Custom Engineering's 20 gauge. Some of the tools out of it, not all of them work, but let me show you quickly what you do. This is one of the tools that doesn't work, the D primer. It's too fat on the Magtech balloon heads, so I actually take out of my RCBS, insert it into the balloon head. I'm going to try and show you this. Hopefully, I don't know if you'll be able to see well. You can't see the see the hole there. This one's already been deprimed. I stick this inside and into the beginning of the hole, and then with a tap of the hammer, a couple little taps, that primer will fall out the bottom. You'll see I've got some of them. I've already done all the depriming ahead of time so I don't shake the table, make the video really bad. So you take that and just give it a tap, your primer will fall out the bottom. What I then do is I take this, put it on top, and I use this as my flat surface for putting my primer back in. So I just put the primer on the top. I line up the hole. I'm not going to do this again to wreck the video, so let me just move this out of the way. So with that sitting on top, I slide the primer back on top of the balloon head, and again, a little tap, and it's actually primed. I always check it. Let me show you here to make sure that it's flush. This is one that I did up previous, so I wouldn't shake the table. And I sit it on the table. If it rattles around, I left a couple of grains of stuff here just to show you what. It's not sitting flush there. See how it's rotating? Let me clean that off the table. It sits down. It's not going to wobble on you. Okay? So you're nice and flush. You can inspect that, rub your finger over it, make sure it feels real good. The next step is to take a look at the black powder. Now, because I do shoot black powder, I have a measuring piece here. I've got 70 grains of GoX. I use the double F. And then you're going to pour that into the top. I'm just going to show you that. I'm not going to do everything. I like how simply this works because I've already measured out 70. Now, black powder, it's grain for grain with shot. I'll show you that in a minute. What you do next is you take your nitro card, and I have circle fly. I've got the overshot cards I'm going to show you in a second. These are the nitro cards for the 20 gauge. And then we're also going to be making use of fiber wads. I'll show you the package just so if you want to get any information off of it. You notice it says 18 gauge. That's what you're using when you're loading up for the 20. So you put your paper in, place this on top, okay, and then you're going to take and push this straight down. Some guys hammer the powder. I don't. Firmly press it. You don't want to break all the granules. After that, you're going to put in your wad. Now I'm not going to show you this again, but this is one of the fiber wads. Put that down. One of the fiber wads. I use the boar butter to lubricate it. I'm a Thompson Center guy. I love the Thompson Center Association. I love Thompson Center before Smith & Wesson bought them and ruined everything. But the boar butter, I will lube this. I'm not going to show you this now. And again, the same thing. I'll put it on top. I'll press it down. The next step is to do your shot. Now, it's not weight by weight, but volume by volume. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour in this case I'm getting some skeet loads ready, so I use an 8 or a 9, and I'm going to pour it in until it goes to the top, and I know it's the same when I take this across and the shot is leveled off. So I'm going to shoot these. Now I'm not going to load that up, but the same idea, put the funnel in the top. You could use any sort of a dipper or anything you want, but I like using this, and I find it easy to reload the shells. Okay? So there's my number 8 shot that would go in. After you've put your shot in, you take an overshot card. I like to label, I haven't labeled this one yet, but I like to label what is inside of this. So let's say, for example, I'm doing 70 double F equal to number 8 shot. I'll put 70 double F and number 8. And then I know what's inside of this shell. Place this on top. And then take a little bit of white glue or Gorilla Glue, just some sort of a household glue, that crafting glue that you put over top. And all you're going to do is around where this is at the top, you're just going to put a bead just to seal it. Everything's done. Ready to put it into your gun. Or in my case, I keep them into my, just slide this over so you can see it. I actually have a MTM case, and I keep everything in here labeled up. If I'm going to be experimenting with a bunch of different, I'll put them in rows of what's into each shell so that I can take them out, do skeet shooting, go hunting for grouse, whatever I'm using that 20 gauge for. Everything's loaded up, ready to go. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them. I'm fairly new to this, but I'm quite enjoying especially the black powder and the rolling block.